For a long time, our world has been under the growing influence of a vast, transgenerational criminal mafia that was able to rise up to the highest levels of power through a system including blackmail, bribery, and threats. They would come to occupy the highest levels of power in government, corporations, and education. They are the deep state cabal. They achieved almost total influence over the mainstream lying propaganda news media. They tried to divide us by race, gender, and religion. Why? To distract us while they tried to destroy us. Their goal is a one world government, a new world order, in a word, globalism. You'll learn how Saudi Prince Al-Walid bin Talal groomed and funded and inserted Barack Hussein Obama into the office of the presidency. This was the infiltration of the Muslim Brotherhood. They funded ISIS. They weakened our military. And in 2016, we were in the middle of a 16-year plan to destroy America that included a nuclear war with Russia. But a brave group of U.S. patriots, along with their global partners, interrupted the deep state and got Donald Trump into the office of the presidency. This was the beginning of a military intelligence operation many decades in the making, perhaps since 9/11. And not only are we the people winning, but that this battle has already been won. Enjoy this 9-minute presentation, and I'll be right back.
Something is going on. Some of us see it, some of us feel it. It's time to expand your thinking. You will need to reset everything you thought you knew about the world, about the people you trust, about history, about yourself. Let me tell you a story. For a very long time, our world has been under the growing influence of a vast transgenerational criminal mafia that was able to rise up to the highest levels of power. We didn't know because they talked and acted just like you and me. We thought we could recognize true criminals by their words and actions, but were deceived by their sophisticated speech, wealth, education, beauty, and power. Through a system of threats, blackmail, and bribery, they would come to occupy the highest levels of power in government, corporations, and education. You may know them as the deep state or cabal. Most dangerously of all, they achieve almost total influence over the media, their primary means of controlling the good people of the world who were just trying to get on with living. They used this power to slowly convince us that we were the problem, that we were a threat to each other. They used race, gender, and religion to set us apart, and rewrote history to validate these false claims. They funded both sides of wars just to crush our potential to prosper and succeed as a peace-loving and creative force of good for the world. Now, with their firm grasp on the media, we drank in their entertainment and lies as they began their final phase, the total takedown of America. We were the brightest remaining beacon of freedom and humanity's last hope. They knew that if they could take America, the rest of the world would follow. They cut deals that led us to hand over total control of the money system to a private central bank, the Federal Reserve. This made it possible to influence Washington, D.C., and most of our presidents since then were beholden to the criminals in one way or another. Things took a really bad turn when they concentrated vast power into the hands of the many civilian intelligence agencies throughout the world. They said they were there to protect us. Instead, these agencies were catastrophically weaponized to boost drug and human trafficking cartels, assassinate political opponents, undermine the military, and change regimes of foreign governments who did not want to adopt the centralized system of money control. You might think they would choose simply to remain in the shadows running their criminal activities while we carried on with our lives. But as long as there was freedom for the people to prosper, the cabal were always at risk of being discovered and shut down.